Hashem, Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem. I had something to say in like before we start, but I forgot what it was. Okay, but we're going to start now. Yes. Okay. We are ready?
Yeah.
Okay. We are in the Gemara in Ketubot, in Daf Samech Vav, Amud Bet. And because we didn't have a shiur last week, I don't remember if I said it, but I don't think I said it. תנו רבנן, מעשה ברבן יוחנן בן זכאי, שהיה רוכב על החמור, והיה יוצא מירושלים. רבן יוחנן בן זכאי, he was riding on the donkey going out of Jerusalem. והיו תלמידיו מהלכים אחריו, and his students were going behind him. ראה ריבה אחת שהייתה מלקטת שעורים מבין גללי בהמתם של ערביים. He saw a woman picks up seeds of wheat out of the drops of the animals of the Arabs. Arabs, it means for people from Saudi Arabia. This is called Arabia. Not the countries here. Then on this time they had different names. You know, it wasn't Arabia. Arabia was Saudi Arabia. Yeah. כיוון שראתה אותו, נתעטפה בשערה, ועמדה לפניו ואמרה לו, רבי פרנסני. When she saw Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai, so she covered herself with her hair and asked him, please help me, give me tzedakah. אמר לה, ביתי בת מי את? Said, my daughter, who are you? So she told him, I am the daughter of Nakdimon ben Gurion. Now, when you say Nakdimon ben Gurion, it's like you say Bill Gates. You know, it's the biggest millionaire that was
in those days.
In those days. You know, like okay. So he asked her, where's the money of where's your father's money? So she said, it says in Jerusalem, yeah, melach mamon chaser. The salt keeps the meat from spoil. The tzedakah keeps the money from spoil, from losing. So she said, he probably didn't give enough tzedakah. So he lost the money. So he asked her, where's your husband's family money? Yeah, because they were tzaddikim and they gave tzedakah, right? So she said, Ba'zeh v'achal et zeh. Because they got mixed together, so the good went away with the bad. So she says to him, do you remember when you signed my ketubah? So Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai said, yes, I remember. I signed 1,000,000 golden dinars. Each dinar is 25 shekel. Each shekel is a normal family expense for a month.
Whoa.
That's what her father gave her when she got married. Beside of the money that she got from her husband's side.
Wow.
When she came, how much money she could have for perfume and what you put in the shower, good soaps and this. So they gave her 400 golden dinars for a day.
Oh, yeah.
For a day. Yeah? So rich she was. Okay? בחר רבי יוחנן בן זכאי ואמר, so Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai cried and said, אשריכם ישראל, good for you, אשריכם. בזמן שעושים רצונו של מקום, אין כל אומה ולשון שולטת בהם. At the time that you do what Hashem wants you, no nation can touch you. But when you don't do what Hashem wants you to do, you are under the lowest kind of people, and not only under the lowest kind of people, under the animals of the lowest kind of people. Okay. So, it's very strange. Then the Gemara goes on, Nagdimon ben Gurion. Who is Nagdimon ben Gurion? Nagdimon ben Gurion, there were three rich people at the time that the Romans surrounded Jerusalem. Jerusalem was surrounded for 3 years, and then the temple was destroyed. In this time, there were three rich people, Nagdimon ben Gurion, Kalba Sabua, and Ben Tzitita Kesed. So they said, I can hold all the people in Jerusalem, millions of people, because all the Jewish from all Israel ran into Jerusalem. I can hold for 21 years with oil and salt. The other one said, I can hold Jerusalem for 21 years with wheat. Yeah? And the last one said, I can hold Jerusalem for 21 years with wood. And they said that the one that was willing to give the wood was the richest one. And this was Nagdimon ben Gurion. One time they lived when the Bet HaMikdash was existing, and there was hard times. There was no rain, so Nagdimon ben Gurion went to one of the goyim that were living there, and he had water, and so he said, "I buy your water. Give me the water. I promise you that I'll give you the water back in the rain time, and if not, I'll give you for each one kikar kesef. I'll give you it's like 73,000 דינרים של זהב, yeah, which is a lot of money, yeah. So the rain time came after Sukkot, and there was no rain. And there was no rain, and there was no rain until it came to this time of Nisan. So this guy came and gave me the money. He says, I have another one day. He said, all year the water didn't come. Now, so he went to the Bet HaMikdash, he went in, he prayed, and it rained. So he went out. So he told him, there's no sun anymore. It rained already after sunset, so you still owe me the money. So Nagdimon ben Gurion went again into the Bet HaMikdash, and he said, please God, show that you have a nation that you love them. And the sun came out again. So this guy, he told him, I know the sun was gone already, and it came only because of you. And the Gemara said, it's in Ta'anit. This Gemara, it said 3 people stopped the sun. Moshe Rabbeinu, Yoshua, and Nagdimon ben Gurion. Yeah? And the Maharal, he says there are 3 kinds of rich people. Yeah? One, that he was born at the time of of being rich. The stars were there, and he's clever, and he can get the money, and he gets the money. Of course, he needs siyata deshmaya, he needs the help of God, but he has the nature ability. Yeah, where are you?
I'm right here.
Yeah.
There are 3 kinds of something.
Okay, 3 kinds of rich people, of people that have money. One that was born in the right time, where all the stars were set on the right time. And of course, Hashem doesn't stop this nature. The other one is, it's hard for me to read it. The other one is that Hashem gives him the richness, and the other one is that he gets it by right, because he's so righteous and he goes right in his business, so Hashem opens his luck. Like Dimon Ben Gurion was from the kind that Hashem gave him the money. Like we see in this story. Hashem gave him the money. Here, take, you have it. So this was like Dimon Ben Gurion. Every time he went out of his house, they put big carpets, very expensive, like what we call today Persian carpets, and he would go, and the poor people would come and take the carpets. Every time he would go from his home and back home, he was throwing money, or he was giving a lot of money all the time. He was just giving money. And this daughter, she was born in this house. She grew up in this house. She got married. She raised her kids in this kind of richness. And now, after the Churban, after the Bet HaMikdash was destroyed, she's taking out seeds out of the lowest place it can be, where can you imagine this kind of poverty? Only in, like in India or
You can't even imagine.
yeah, like these places you can see this kind of. And when Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai, which is the head of the Sanhedrin in this time, in the time of the Churban and after the Churban, he asked her, what happened? She said, everything is okay. God knows what He's doing. My father didn't give enough tzedakah. It's not that he didn't give tzedakah at all, but he didn't give as he was supposed to give. Okay, what happened to the money of your father-in-law? Well, they got mixed together and it gone. I said, wow, that's amazing. Because I have the feeling, that I had a good time, I had a good job, and I lost it. And when I lost it, I couldn't say, Hashem, you are righteous, everything is okay, you were good with me when it was good, and you are good with me now that it's bad. I couldn't say that. It took me a couple of years until I was willing to accept it. And she was, spoiled millionaires. She said, everything is okay. Hashem knows exactly what He's doing. He's doing the right thing. I am on my right place. It's amazing. And what Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai says, Ashreichem Yisrael, when you do what Hashem wants, no one can touch you. And when you don't do, so you are under the animal of the lowest nation. Why? Why? Why don't take this point, Why don't take that? Look, Hashem, look at your nation. What kind of nation? When you give them all the richness, they are happy. And when you take everything from them, they are still happy. And they say that you are okay, Why does he take this? Why does he take this approach? Yeah. So after this story, we come back to our Torah, of finding something good. So Rabban Yochanan ben Zakkai was from the Sanhedrin, and we said, that the Sanhedrin, if they killed once in 70 years, they were called killer Sanhedrin. And it's a big question. Why? Once in 70 years, you take one murder and you kill him, and you tell it's a killer Sanhedrin. What happened? And when they saw that they have to kill more than one in 70 years, so they got out of the Bet Mikdash. They cannot judge a death sentence anymore. Why? So we come back. Why? Because the Sanhedrin was supposed to judge favorably. Not judge favorably this guy that is a murderer in front of us, but before this, you have to judge all of Israel favorably. And we said, if you judge favorably, you can make him make tshuva. You can open a place for him to make tshuva. So he would never come to you as a killer. Yeah? Why? Because if I can judge you favorably, right? I open a place for you to make tshuva. So you're going down, but I open a place for you. You're not going to go further down. You're going to go up. So you'll never come to the Sanhedrin as a murderer or anything that needs a din of death, sentence of death, So Rabban Yochanan found it only after the Churban. So now he's looking for the lowest madrega of good thing that he can find. Not a good thing that he can find in this woman. No, he wants from this woman to learn about all of Israel. So he says, look, Hashem, look, all of Israel. When they go down, they go very down, very low. Okay, so what's good about it? They go very low, what's so good about it, When they go high and no nation can touch them, I can understand what's good in it. But when they go low, when they go underneath the animal of the lowest nation, what's good about it? So the Maharsha says, he says, what's good about it? Because it's not naturally. Every nation, when they have a fight between each another, like the Persian, they were an empire, and then they became down, but they didn't go underneath the lowest nation. The Romans were a big empire; they went down. The Germans, they held all of Europe, but they didn't go underneath every. Okay, why? Because they have the Tsar, they have the how do you call it, Tsar? The angel. Yeah, they have the angel that is responsible of this nation. And when he goes high. When he goes, so he comes to his place. But Israel, they are always with Hashem. They don't have any angels. So when they go down and Hashem leave them alone, they don't have any luck, and they don't have any angel, and they don't have any way to stay in a good way as a nation. Yeah, they go low. So Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai said, look, that Israel is connected to you even in the darkest times and the lowest times that they go, they're still connected to you. And this is the good point that I can see in each man, in each Jewish man. Well, when we come to this, when we come to this point, so this point is when we see that to find a good point in your friend, It means to find a good point, the point where he is connected to Hashem. This is the good point. The good point is the point that this man is connected with Hashem. So when you connected him with Hashem, because we asked the question, how come if I judge my friend favorably, he can make tshuva? But now we have the answer. Why? Because I've connected him to Hashem. I've connected him to God. He doesn't have to know it. I know it, and God knows it. So now he is connected. Now the connection is revealed. You know why? Because we think, like you look at a man. The sentence Rabbi Nachman brings in this Torah. He says in Tehillim, it says, "Ve'od me'at be'en rasha, v'itbonant al mekomo ve'enenu." In 1 minute, you look on this bad man, evil man is on this rasha, and he's gone. Why? Because rashaim b'chayehem kurim metim. The rasha, in his life, he is called dead. This is the pshat of this pasuk. So Rabbeinu says, that's exactly. You look on this rasha, you see such a big man, such an evil man. He has nochachut. He's here. In 2 minutes he's going to kill you and all the. He's dead. He's nothing. And when you find one good point in him, this is the only real thing that exists here now. All the rest is imagination. It doesn't exist. Because the rasha is called dead in his life. So he's not here. But when you find something, a good point in him, now this good point is here. So now you gave him life. If you gave him life, so it's like
save the world.
You saved the world, yeah. But if you gave him life, it's like kal v'chomer, So how God looks at it, he says, it's like a father and son, yeah? If my son was so clever to find a good point where he is connected with me, so I cannot find a good point. I can find much more good points than my son can find, because I am higher than my son. Yeah. So that's so then Hashem gives him the chance to make tshuva, to change his life. And this is what Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai, he made tshuva for all the Sanhedrin, for all the times that the Sanhedrin didn't do this work of finding the good points in Israel. Now Rabbi Yochanan, that's why he doesn't look on the good point of this woman especially, but he looks on the good point of the general Klal Israel, yeah, of Klal Israel. It's when we look like this, now let's look on our time. Our time is a very hard time for the Jewish nation, and it's a very hard time for holding the Torah and the mitzvahs. Like it's the biggest fight ever. Like all this education that you want to put into the yeshivas, you want to put the general education, you want to take all the religious people into the army, Let me live, let me live. It's thousands of years, everybody is running after me, wants to kill me, wants to force me to live like they want me to live, Okay, now I'm in Israel, yeah? I'm surrounded with Jewish people, You want to force me to live in a different way? And all the technology, all the technology, it's not a Jewish idea. It's all the world. It sees that the more technology there is, the more bad there is. Yeah, like the internet, it kills all the world. It doesn't kill only the Jewish people. It kills all the world. You know, the violence in the schools. You know, in the United States all the time. You hear, there was a bomb. There was a bomb. There, a kid killed another kid. Crazy things. Where did they take the ideas from? From the internet, they take the ideas.
And television.
And television, yeah. Well, it's technology. So when the Jewish people says, you know, we don't want this technology, leave it alone. You know, I heard of two very rich people, one in America and one in Israel. Very rich people, you know, like millionaires, and they don't have any internet, any smartphones, and they don't use it. You know, they use only the old technology. You want to make business with me? Only like this. Yeah? But they have to be very special people. Because most of the people, they feel, you know, I must use it. You know, all the
everybody else is using it.
Everybody else using it, and all the knowledge, all the everything is there.
It's hard.
It's very hard. It's very hard, and it's a big fight. Because once you're there, you lose a lot of time. Let's say you don't look at bad places, okay, but you lose a lot of time of looking at nonsense, of nothing. But it's I don't have how do you call it? Shlit'a. Connection. He's calling you?
I can call him. Yeah, he's calling. Hello? Okay, hold on a sec.
No, we don't need
You don't need it, okay. Oh, I lost him.
You lost him?
I lost him.
You stopped
I don't know what happened.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Hello? Hello? Hi, you there? Okay.
He's doing this out there. Abraham? Abraham? Okay. So we say all this technology, you know, it kills us. What?
Technology.
Yeah, the technology. Yeah, it kills us. You know, it takes the time. It takes the feeling. You know, like if someone was killed or raped or robbed, yeah, in your town, you would hear it. Now every 5 minutes I hear someone was killed, someone was raped, someone was robbed, because I can hear from all over the world, so I don't have any feelings anymore.
Right.
It kills my feeling. I don't have so much place for so many feelings to every 5 minutes to hear about something bad. So we hear it, nothing happens. We don't get excited. So we lose the feeling. But if we look at it, you know, like Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai, and we look at good, so what do we see? We see the surface of the world is very bad. But we see underneath the surface, the spiritual power is growing all the time. It's all the time growing. Like, let's say, you know, like 10 years ago, There was no, how do you call it? It's not a newspaper, it's like this, how do you call it?
Flyers.
Flyers, like a flyer of Breslev. There was not even one 10 years ago. Today, there's at least, I think there's 10 or 15 kinds. Where do they go? They all need money to support them. So there's enough people to support each one of these flyers, and there's enough readers to they take out thousands of them, each one. So underneath the surface, things happen. It means where is it, this underneath the surface? It's our job to find this good point. Things are happening all the time. We're going towards the Geula all the time.
We have to dive in.
We have to dive in. Yeah, it's like what we said. If you want to find the good points, yeah, the good sides, you have to go inside the darkness. Only you have to be careful don't go too far in this darkness, but you have to go inside and look inside. Don't be afraid.
Don't be seduced by it.
Yeah. Don't look. Find the good points, find the good things, and take them up to Hashem. And says, look at these people. Look at this. There are people that are reading this newspaper. It goes all over the place. In America also, they have these papers in English, in Hebrew. In England, they have it, So something happens. How come it happens? People are getting interested. Not only Breslev, they have it. All kind of Hasidus, Litvash, Sfaradim, all kind. They have it more and more and more and more. Only why the surface looks bad, that we can still have the fight between good and bad. Because if we would see all the good that there is in the world, we didn't have any choice anymore. Why? Because you look at people. I look at myself, at my life. Baruch Hashem, I have already a white beard. I can look back and I see, how do I live? How did I live? How did I marry off 6 of my kids? From what? There was no millionaire that came and gave me, here, take $50,000, marry off your kids. No, okay. And this gave me this and this gave me that, but nobody. Who gave me all this? How did it come? And when you look to find, one by one, how did it come? It's too much. Because if you need $50,000 and there were 50 people that each one gave you $1,000, so you can think about it. But if you cut it down to $100, it's too many people. It's too many ways that it came. Like now, I had something very old that was lying in my cupboard, and someone came up and bought it for 18,000 shekels.
Wow.
I didn't even think to sell it. It was just lying there, and someone came, "Oh, do you remember you have this thing in?" I said, "Yes." "You still have it?" "Yes." I can buy it from you?" I said, "Yes." "How much you want to pay?" 18,000 shekels. I said, "Okay." So how much it holds you for 3 months, for 4 months, I didn't have any plans on this thing.
Right.
Yeah? And like this, things are going, But when you come and you think about it, okay, I want to have insurance, I want to have enough money to see that I can live 2 years ahead. But it doesn't go like this.
Not at all.
Not at all. But even if a man has this economic insurance and he can see that he can live 10 years ahead,
It still can go.
what?
It still can go.
It still can go, and he himself, who signs for him that he's going to live for this 10 years ahead, You know, now one of our friends, you know, his son, 19 years old, he didn't get up in the morning. One day after Lag BaOmer, I was feeling bad and I didn't have the power and I didn't stay for the Halakha of my grandson, you know, and I felt so bad, you know, but I came home, I rested a little bit, you know, and everything's okay. There was one guy, 30 years old, 5 kids, came back, everything was okay. He had the power, he danced, he came back home, he didn't get up in the morning. 30 years. So he has enough money to live for the next 10 years, but he is not here to live it. Yeah? Why? Because all the time we have to see this point where we stand now. I stand here now. I have enough to eat, enough to drink. I have a roof over my head. You know, I have a refrigerator. He's leaking. He's not leaking. He's keeping cold the things. Yeah, okay. Baruch Hashem. There's so many good things I have around me. So I see I davened in the morning. Yeah, I davened in the morning. I said hello to some of my friends. I smiled to some of my friends. You know, I'm like where I go to learn. There's three of us, like older guys, you know, and they make jokes. The young, you know, they're having a good time over us, you know.
Right.
Yeah, they enjoy, you know. Here's the old guy, you know, he's coming and he's learning, you know, and he goes all kind of. I make them happy, you know, only by being there, you know, especially when I answer them. Most of the time I answer them and I speak to them and I make them laugh even more, you know, and they enjoy themselves. I made someone happy. I'm a very rich man, even without having this money in my hand and knowing what is going to be tomorrow. But now, right now, you know, I made myself happy, I made them happy, you know, I find good points in each one. I give people the chance to make tshuva. I give Hashem place to live in this world. You know, I'm doing my job. I'm living a good life. Yeah. So no, don't say it for me. You know, I say for this Torah. You know, what is this Torah? This is the Torah of living good life. No, because if you look on the good side all the time, so you are happy. When you get yourself happy, you make your surrounding happy. When you make your surrounding happy, you make Hashem happy. So your private geula is here. Your private good life is here. I'm here. What is the problem? The problem is that we're having a good life, you know, when we learn. Yeah, now in this hour that we learn, we enjoy it but what happened when we come to a nisayon, to any experience in our life? So some of them we make it and we stay happy and we find the good points in this experience, and some we don't. Okay, it's normal. Why? Because if you want to find the good points, you have to go to the dark side. So if you don't go to the dark side, Hashem sends you to the dark side. So when now that I'm someone like, what do you do? Someone made a joke in the caller there. You know, he made a joke. He thought that he's making a joke with me, but he didn't go. He didn't come out good. You know, he came out like he's making a mock of me. Yeah. So I was looking like this, and I didn't know what to do. You know, what should I do now? What should I do? You know, I should tell him, you know, it's not the right way to speak. You know, it's not. What should I do? You know, everybody's looking at me now after he said this thing. What should I do? You know, I wasn't like this, stuck. You know, find the good point. Yeah. If you had, you know, like the Torah before we learned was Torah Vav, right? When you get a bizayon, when someone makes you a shame in front of everybody, it's good for you. So I have to go and kiss his hand. Say, thank you very much, my friend. Find the good point. What is a good point? Instead of having some accident physically or mentally or with my money, he made me bizayon. I was shy in front of all the friends in the club. Okay, it's cheap. Thank you. I'll take a kiss his hand. Thank you. It took me time. I wasn't like this on the second. It took me time.
It's very hard.
What?
It's very hard.
Yeah, it's very hard. But what I want is, okay, it took you time, but you made it.
Right.
In the end, it took you, like I said, 5 minutes, something like this, even less, like 2 minutes. It looks a long time because you stand there in the middle of everybody and you're feeling embarrassed, so you think it's, wow, years, but it's 2 minutes, 3 minutes, whatever. And then you made it, and you said to him, it's okay, everything's okay, you passed on. Good, you made it. You made it. It took you an hour. After an hour you passed it. It took you a day, 2 days, 3 days, a week, a month. Pass it. Let it go, just, okay, I had a fail, but it's not that I am a failure. I'm not a failure. I had a fall, I fall once, twice, 6 times, 10 times, but I get up every time. So if I get up every time, I'm still there with the good points. In the beginning, when we go on with this Torah, so we understand that this is the only way to make music. Because every musical instrument goes by going up and down. Like on the guitar, you go up and down. On the flute, you go up and down. On the piano, you go up and down with your fingers, with your hand. There's no musical instrument that you don't go with the violin. Yeah, you take the how do you call it?
String.
The string.
The bow.
The bow. You take the bow and you go up and down with the bow. In every musical instrument, you have to use the technique of going up and down, and this is the only way to make music. And when you go like this with your life, you don't let yourself just go down all the time, because this is not music. Like going, it's not music, but the same, going, this is also not music. Only when you go, when you go up and down, only then you make music.
Teach me that song.
I have to write it. Yeah, only like this. So when you come after 120 years, and like they say, you come up to the Beit Din, and they see the music you wrote all your life. How can you write the music? To go down, don't do it on purpose. Don't go down on purpose. Don't, okay, I'm going to leave everything and, no, I'm going up. But when I'm pushed down, understand now, Hashem helps me write my concert, write my music. I'm making a much better music than Bach and Mozart and Beethoven and all these guys. I'm making the life music. All my life, this is what I'm doing. And if I help other people do the music, when they are going down on their incidents or whatever happens in their life, I help them write their music. Pick them up. When they are down, pick them up. If they feel it, they won't feel it, they feel it. If not now, a little bit later, they will feel it. And if not in this life, in the time to come, in the Beit Din, they will see that they had a point of tshuva that you gave them.
It's the same with Klal Yisrael. We go up and down as a nation.
Yeah. As a nation, we also go up and down. But the more people in the nation that will go up, you will raise up all the nation. We'll bring them up. And this is exactly what we have to do, find all the time the good points. and starting with the people that are close to us, and then with the circle that over and over and over, and the general people of Israel all over the world. You know, like for example, you know, a guy that don't keep the Shabbos. But in Israel, at least in the country of Israel, he cleans the car on Friday for Shabbos, right? He's going to go on Shabbos with the car, but he cleaned the car for Shabbos. Yeah, well, that's a good point. He has a good point. You know, he remembers that there's Shabbos in the world. He has something in it. You know, all the time to find something good that this man did. You know, he helped his old parents. He doesn't know about the Torah that says you have to give kavod to your parents. He doesn't know it. He doesn't remember it. But he does it. It's a good thing. In all the nations, everybody says it's a good thing to give honor and to help your old parents. Yeah, he does it. He has a good point. So I can look at this point. You know, find, you know, especially here, you know, especially the criminals, you know, that comes from the like the Arab countries, you know, Morocco, African, South African, they give a lot of respect to the parents, you know. He can do the worst thing, but to his father he come and kiss his hand and, yes, Father, what you want me to do, how you want me, and he will do it. It shows that he still have the good point in him, that the Hashem is still with him. And this is the main thing, you know, when you think bad of yourself, and you see, I know who I am, but Hashem also knows who I am. And He stays with me, even that He knows who I am. Oh, He must have lots of love for me. You know, if I would have the chance to stay or to leave me, I would leave myself. You know, I say, okay, I had enough with you. You know, 50 years is enough, I'm going back home. You know, but Hashem still stays with me. It means He has a lot of love to give me. So, I can start being happy. Abraham. Yes. He says yes. How do you do it? What?
You lost him?
No. Abraham?
Yes.
Oh. Okay, that's it for today.
Okay, that's your thought.
What? I was going with it for this 2 weeks, and it's amazing, you know. But really, we have to pray for it and speak with everyone you meet. Speak about it. Speak about it. You know, speak about it. If you don't remember, so see the tape again, you know, and just speak about it with people, because when you speak about it with people, it goes inside, and what they understand reflects you back. It gives it back to you. It's amazing, you know. I'm speaking about it all the time, you know. Now everybody calls me now, you know, Rebbe Bet.
Oh, really?
Rebbe Bet, Nekuda Tova.
Speaking of that, what is the name of the who wrote the Rebbe Bet, the translation? Again.
Kramer.
Okay.
Yeah, Rav Kramer has a small book about Rebbe Bet.
Okay. Is it in English?
In English, yeah.
Okay.
He has it also in Hebrew, but
okay.
I didn't get it. His son comes sometimes to the.
I'm gonna look for it. I'll get it.
For the Bet Knesset. No, it's very strong.
Okay.
It's a very strong Torah. And whoever you speak about it, yeah, becomes happy. Really, you see, it's amazing. You know, you speak with someone about this Torah. You know, yeah, and I like this, and he found good points in himself. You know, and in his whatever happens with him, it's something amazing, really amazing. Shakoyach.